Hi there. Today's reading is rather a long one. It's from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew chapter 25 verses 14 to 30. Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man on his way abroad summoned his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, each in proportion to his ability. Then he set out. The man who had received the 5 talents promptly went and traded with them and made 5 more. The man who had received 2 made 2 more in the same way. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. Now a long time after, the master of those servants came back and went through his accounts with them. The man who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 more. "Sir," he said, you entrusted me with 5 talents. Here are 5 more that I have made." His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have shown you can be faithful in small things. I will trust you with greater. Come and join in your master's happiness." Next, the man with 2 talents came forward. "Sir," he said, you entrusted me with 2 talents. Here are 2 more that I have made." His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have shown you can be faithful in small things. I will trust you with greater. Come and join in your master's happiness." Last came forward the man who had 1 talent. "Sir," said he, "I heard you were a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered. So I was afraid, and I went off and hid your talent in the ground. Here it is. It was yours. You have it back." But his master answered him, "You wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered? Well then, you should have deposited my money with the bankers, and on my return, I would have recovered my capital with interest. So now, take the talent from him and give it to the man who has the 5 talents. For to everyone who has will be given more, and he will have more than enough. But the man who has not, even what he has will be taken away. As for this good-for-nothing servant, throw him into the dark, where there will be weeping and grinding of teeth." The Gospel of the Lord. It is interesting to note that the word talent is actually derived. The word talent that we used to denote certain skills or abilities that we have innate in our being was derived from the word talent, which was Latin for talente, meaning a sum of money, and talenton in Greek, which was a unit of measurement for a certain amount of money. And the talent denoting skill or abilities was only because Jesus used them in this parable to mean skill or ability that God gives us. Prior to that, talent was meant only for money. So it's interesting to note that the talent is no longer used for money, but to denote skill and ability. It is good that we have talents and we use them because we are meant to do something with our talents. Whatever talent God has given us, we are meant to use it and help people and help ourselves. But what is strange about this is the man who had hid the talent, and he was punished. If this were money, if this were indeed money, it would be very strange for those listening to Jesus' parable to have understood his metaphor, that it was not money he was talking about, but actually skills and abilities that God has given us. And based on this parable, it would seem that God would be really upset with us. He would throw us into hell if we don't use talents. So not using our talents is as bad as being a bad person. So let's use our talents because it's encouraged in this gospel reading today. Have a good day.